Hello, I'm Pete Cantu, Mayor of Plainsboro Township, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Spotlight Special. Today we're doing our third of a series of 4 Spotlight Specials highlighting the retail community in Plainsboro and the businesses. I'm delighted to be here today with John Musso and Dave Diorio, both of whom are partners in It's a Grind. It's a Grind was the first occupant of the Plainsboro Village Center commercial area. So we're delighted to be here, John, and I want to talk to you a little bit about your business, but also talk in general about the center. Maybe you can talk us about a little background to how you arrived in Plainsboro and what things are going here.
I'm going to turn that over to Dave, because Dave's the one who brought us here, so he's got the better sense of feel.
Yeah, I've been living down here at the time for about 11 years. And when I looked at the coffee house business with John, I saw Plainsboro as a great opportunity, and looking at the town center as a special new addition to the overall community around here for where I live. And that was one of the things that drew me here. It wasn't your typical strip mall. It had more of a warm kind of walking town feel to it.
Yeah, well, we took pains to try to accomplish that. I guess as you know, that what we've done here is really it's a mixed-use center. It incorporates not just retail businesses, but some offices and some residential components, as well as a community component in our new library. So maybe you talk about how the business in general has been for you. I know it's been a difficult time in a lot of retail businesses. How's it going here? And It's a Grind. Is it going well?
Basically, most of 2011 has really picked up since probably early winter, like February. We've seen a nice increase in flow. A lot of people, a lot of new faces, a lot of returning faces, but we've been here for 4.5 years, and we had that steady flow of customers coming in, and what we've seen is a whole new wave of people coming in. And to your point about the library, I think we can attribute some of those new faces to more people being drawn into the center.
Well, that's great. I think that's one of the reasons, frankly, we were so anxious to have I guess you call it a municipal component here, and that's the library. It opened, I guess, within the last year or so, and it's open to tremendous response. We're getting some 1,100 patrons a day through it, which is just phenomenal. If you go through it, it's just great, and it brings people, it brings vitality into the center, and we hope that that's reflected in retail business as well as other business here. There's a lot of other things here besides the coffee shop, but we have a lot of other businesses. Can you elaborate a little bit on some of those?
Well, one thing, not to regress a quick second, but one thing that we feel is very important to any business is people, place, and product. And we'll stay off the product for real quick, because that's self-explanatory. But the people, we've had great reception from the community. I think we're a very family-oriented business. We all live in the community. It's a great exchange. As you mentioned, the library, partnering with the township, partnering with local businesses. We've become, in my mind, the Cheers of Plainsboro in the coffee business. As far as the place, well, the place speaks for itself, to go back from what Dave said. Over the past 4 years, we've seen Plainsboro grow and grow, and a lot of it to your great efforts.
Thank you.
We thank you for it. We see a lot of new tenants coming in. It brings new business to us. We keep striving, like you do, to make this a true walking friendly Plainsboro Village Center, and we hope that someday that will really happen, where you get that flow of people on a daily basis.
I think we're building toward that, and I think that that's the whole objective that we had in designing this center, frankly, and building it. It's not just this center, but it's the whole center of town, of which this is a very important component part of it. It really does try to encourage bicycle and pedestrian access. And you talk about, people friendly. I mean, this is a great place to come. I mean, I know my wife insists on a couple times a week me coming over and getting coffee. I can't get her to make it at home.
Thank you.
I want to throw something out, talking about tough times, both for everyone and for what we have also felt, and especially back in 08, 09, when the recession was really here, and it was very impactful. So many of our customers, whether they be regular every day or just people that came in once or twice a week, you guys okay? You're gonna be okay, right? You're not.
Yeah.
And
they're rooting for you.
Yeah, exactly. and you can't. That kind of relationship. That's not just. We provide a service. They come in. They have a cup of coffee. It's much more than that. They say this is my place, And I know it's not just us. They love what has been built here.
Yeah.
Both us being here, but the center overall.
I get those comments both here in town, but also I get them from out of town. People like the design. They like to come here, like to come for coffee, like to come to have dinner. You have a number of restaurants here. Maybe you could talk a little bit about some of those restaurants that are here.
Well, there's A&G it's an Italian market, plus it becomes a lunch and a dinner place. You got Positano Grill, which has very good pizzas and dinner, and they do a whopping lunch, which we actually do lunch now ourselves, but we could see the amount of flow from the business community around here, like let's say College Road. People coming down here for lunch is overwhelming. Like we collectively, the restaurant cafe population here, are really a destination for business people and people that are just going out for lunch.
Let's add 3,000 or 4,000 employees to that when we open the new hospital, and I
Right.
think
And
that's
there's also Asian Fusion, as you well know.
I know, Asian
and
Fusion's
the,
here, and
Sunshine Bakery, which
the
is
bakery
another
across the street.
source
We have a
of-
new pharmacy across the street
And the
as
pharmacy?
well. There's a lot here, and a lot of
Yeah.
people, I think that's one of the reasons we wanted to do these shows, is because we want people to know what's here and have an opportunity, the local population certainly to patronize those stores. But as I said, we're excited about some of the things that are happening in Plainsboro, which should contribute positively to the business community.
I think that the addition of the hospital, well, additional tenants coming into the center is one positive. Obviously, the library's had a great impact, and then with the hospital coming, I think as a collective unit here, for both on this side of the street and the other side for this whole little downtown, it may be to the point where we're going to need extra parking.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing.
I think, it's funny, we talked about that a little bit before, and I think that's one of the things we want to watch very closely. Any design, you look at it and you have statistics and numbers and stuff, and it says it works.
Right.
But you don't really know if it works until you experience. And so I think we're going to have to monitor very closely that.
Yeah, and I think
You
some
know.
of the statistics there, are they always around peak parts of the
Yeah.
day too? It works across a 12-hour span, but there
Yeah.
are going to be peaks and valleys
Yeah.
during that time that are going to be very difficult
Well,
at times
that
to
came
manage.
home. We, as you know, we just recently had a little ceremony over here with the medical office building. They announced that they have at least 16,000 square feet, which is more than half of that building. I think there's going to be some 10 doctors moving in there from the Princeton Medical Group. We're excited about that because I think it adds vitality again to the center and also provides needed services to the community and to the region. So we're very excited about that. But I think when we did that, I think obviously we recognize that you have to monitor. You just can't put a plan in place and not monitor it. So we'll be monitoring that closely to make sure the parking continues to work. Are there other things that we can do as a community to help promote? You always have ideas, John.
No, it's like I said, when the library came, we were really excited about that because we know that Ginny, the librarian,
Yeah.
she just retired. She had a lot of visions of making this a more pedestrian-friendly
Yep.
atmosphere during the holiday seasons. We'd still like to see that happen again.
That holiday season approach, yeah.
I think my memory serves me correctly. I don't think we saw a lot of that, the Christmas lights, the
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dressing around here, how to attract
I
more of that.
think that's something that I've been interested in as well. I think that we do, this whole design here is to try to be pedestrian friendly and to
Yeah.
attract people because of that. I think we're reaching a point where we begin to have to look at that, how we can celebrate some of those occasions. I think the library has a number of celebrations that will spill out here into the center. We have a Traditions Festival in Plainsboro, which tries to bring this diverse community together and does a great job at it, celebrating not just the Christmas holidays, but holidays from around the world,
Right.
and celebrating people's culture. I think those kind of things that the library and our recreation department, which has been partners in that, can look to provide. I mean, we have a wonderful center and a wonderful square, so hopefully we can use that more.
And just one other thing while
Yep.
thinking, which could be dangerous. I know we try tremendously to get businesses from College Road over here.
Yep.
If that's something too that we can get more of those people to leave that area and drive them this way. I know we have a lot of big businesses that come over. We have clients from Integra, and we get people from BlackRock that come over, and we're doing lunch
One
for
of the
them.
things,
That partnering
one of the
aspect.
things that I asked to be, in addition to, there was two, I guess you call it economic development things I asked to be included in this year's budget and program. One was the visits to all 4 centers that we're doing, the third one today. The other was I asked our administrator to look at how we might update the Welcome to Plainsboro book. The Welcome to Plainsboro book is outdated. It needs to be updated. And I asked if we could, when we do that, to try to do it in a manner that focuses more on the business community in Plainsboro. It's a piece that's designed to promote Plainsboro, but I think as part of that we need to promote the businesses in Plainsboro. So Bob's been in contact with a consultant to assist in that effort.
Good.
It won't happen tomorrow, but I'm intent on it happening, believe me, because I don't like to ask for things that don't happen. So
No, we
it will
appreciate that.
will happen, and I think it's important that it be developed in a manner that hopefully addresses some of that we can distribute to some of the businesses here and promote our own, basically.
Great.
So
Great.
that's the
Yeah.
intention
Thanks.
of that. Yeah.
I agree. I think having more of the College Road crowd and the Scudder's Mill businesses, having more of them really kind of infiltrating
Yeah.
the downtown it'll be great for both.
I think that'll happen. I also think that the hospital, we're talking 3,000 or 4,000 employees.
Right.
I mean, that's got to have an impact, and I would imagine this is going to really have an impact on some of the luncheon business, coffee business, and those kind of things. So I'm anxious to measure that impact. They're going to be open next. They're going to be completed supposedly in March. I think they have a firm date to try to get a certificate of occupancy, and then move everything. It's a one-day move. On May 22nd of next year. So that'll happen, and hopefully by this time next summer we'll begin to experience the benefits of that.
And then they'll change the name to the Plainsboro Hospital.
Well, we had a fight to get it to be named the University Hospital of Princeton at Plainsboro.
Oh,
And we
that's
keep
good.
making sure that all the graphics and the letterheads
Good.
and everything recognize Plainsboro. We're delighted
Right.
that they're coming. I think it's going to have a positive impact on the
I
community.
totally agree.
Good.
And I think a lot of the businesses through the recession, the hospital has been that brass ring
Helped. Yeah.
that you think that, hey, if I can hold
Like it.
on and things get a little better,
Yeah.
in the meantime, so I can hold on, that once that comes, that not day one, but within the first 3 to 6 months.
I've had that comment from a lot of the business. I know that they're looking anxiously forward to that, and I hope it fulfills their expectations. I really do. I think it will. I really think it will. Anyhow, I want to thank you for being with me today
Okay.
and joining me on this third edition of Spotlight Specials, highlighting the retail community. It's great to have you in the community, and again, you make a great cup of coffee.
Thank
So
you. Thank you very
thank
much.
you for being with us today.
Thanks a lot.
I want to thank you for joining me today at this third edition of the Retail Community Spotlight Specials. So again, I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Thank you very much.